Khushal, has everyone joined?
Yes. People have joined. Just one more minute and then we are ready to go. So we have around. Yes, we can start.
Namaste, namaste, namaste.
Good evening.
Kishor
Good
साहब,
evening.
किशोर आपका म्यूट है, आप म्यूट पे.
Yes, sir. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, sir. Good evening, sir.
Good evening, Prakash ji. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
So we are ready to go. So good evening, everyone. A very warm welcome and thank you for joining us. To start this session, let's give you a brief introduction about what Landmark India is and all our respected panelists who are there on board with us. So to give you a brief about ourselves, so I have done my graduation from NMIMS, and similar with Shwetam, he's also an NMIMS alumni. We both have founded this Landmark India, and Landmark India is found with a simple objective, basically to facilitate the process of owning a land smoothly. Now, talking about panelists, we have Mr. Jayant Kumar Banthia, sir, with us. So he is an IAS officer and former Chief Secretary of Maharashtra, and he will be throwing lights on benefits of owning a land. Shwetam.
You want to start?
No, Shwetam.
Pardon? Huh?
Am I audible?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So we also have Mr. Kishor Khabiya with us. Mr. Kishor Khabiya sir with us, who is the chairperson of Khabiya Group. He will be briefing us about the purpose and risk associated with land investment. We
also have Mr. Prakash Ahuja sir with us. He's a High Court practicing advocate and a land acquisition expert. He will be briefing us about legalities involved in owning land as well as on government acquisition of land. So let's first start with Jayant sir, who will be talking about the benefits of owning a land. Jayant sir, the dais is yours.
Well, good evening, my esteemed co-panelists, the two young entrepreneurs, Shwetam and Khushal, and the wonderful learned audience which we have. I hope all of you are having the good celebrations of Dashera and Puja, and to soon follow the Lakshmi Pujan in Diwali, basically. So greetings from all the panelists and the organizers on this. Well, as you must have seen when Khushal and Shwetam were introducing their entrepreneur startup, basically Landmark, if you see, so they are marking land for all of us actually. And if you can mark the land, etc., I think you are in for good times. I think that is the story this evening is all about. Well, Kishor ji is a well-known entrepreneur in this area, not only in the real estate, but also into the agriculture lands, etc., etc. So you are going to have the benefit. I'm pretty sure the audience is very learned, and what is that new which we can tell them, or what is that new which we can share with them, etc. So what could be the benefits of investing in land? And land here, we are not excluding, but we are trying to focus. We are not excluding the issue about urban lands or semi-urban lands, which are on the periphery of metropolitan towns or level 2 towns, basically. What is important for us to understand here is that today we are largely focusing on rural lands, or as we call agriculture lands. But this is not to exclude anything under the metropolitan or semi-urban setup, basically, etc. Semi-urban is the transition between the urban and the rural area, etc. And strictly speaking, to my mind, there are greater opportunities in the suburbs and in the extended area basically. So, and we can share our own experiences. Several years ago, and several years ago doesn't mean decades ago, but several years means several years. I mean, lands in and around Mumbai, and Mumbai then was one district. The Bombay suburban district used to be a satellite sub-district. Even in places as near as Goregaon, for that matter, or those who have recalled the development of the BKC, which was all marshy land, etc. The rise has been phenomenal, and this is something which all of you have witnessed. And this story is only about 30 years. If you owned a piece of plot over there, which was sort of semi-agriculture, semi-urban sort of a thing, etc. I mean, you are a multi-millionaire already, sort of a billionaire today. Let's go a little further away from Mumbai. Those of us who have seen the rise of Navi Mumbai. Navi Mumbai was prepared or set up as a magnetic town to Mumbai, etc. And it's taken 40 years almost, etc. And here it is important to understand that when we are talking about 40 years and 30 years, etc., automatically by default, we are talking about long-term investment in that sense. 30 years, 40 years ago, if I would have been younger at the age of what Khushal and Shwetam are, etc., I mean, I need not be working at all in that sense unless I really wanted to work. The setup of Navi Mumbai, for example, and the transformation which has taken place, because there were a set of people who were in charge of SITCO, which is the urban area, semi-urban area, setting up cities in Maharashtra, for example, its first type of its corporation. And the crucial change which made between Thane Creek, etc., was setting up by SITCO, a parastatal of government of Maharashtra, in creating railway stations in the linkage, etc. So now we are talking about two things in this very short initial presentation. We are talking about long-term investment, which could be 30 years, 40 years. It could be for you. If you are young in this age group of 25 to 35, it could be for your son if you are in your age group of around 40 to 50. And if you are in our age group, then I'm leaving it for my grandchildren, basically. So that is what basically this is there, sir. So the benefits will accrue, and the benefits are more or less exponential in nature. That is the beauty of this policy. So the advantage in doing this land investment in agriculture land appears very simple and logical if you were to take away a lot of jargon out of it, etc. One of the main reasons the pressure on the land here is that land is finite, whereas the population is not. Population is growing. And if the population is growing, obviously the demand is there. So the supply side is sort of frozen, and the demand side, which is the population, etc., is putting pressure and pressure, and India's population will continue to grow. I've been a census commissioner myself, so I am talking with some personal this thing, etc. And if you just see the MMRDA area, which includes places far away like Karjat, etc., or Dombivli, Kalyan, touching Nashik, for example, on one hand, and touching almost Pimpri Chinchwad on the other hand, etc. The growth has been phenomenal. And we are just limiting ourselves to this part of the country, and this growth has been absolutely phenomenal, whether it is the Bangalore city, whether it is the Hyderabad city, whether it is Delhi, for example. Delhi National Capital Region spreads over 4 states, basically. So it is extremely important to understand that the pressure on the land because of this, etc. And what has this pressure done? The pressure has, it has created more urban population, and therefore the urban population has got de-linked with the agriculture land. And today's this seminar, which is very well organized and conceptualized by Landmark, actually is trying to say that people who have got their link lost because of urbanization should get relinked or link again with the rural areas through agriculture land. You may not like to have a house over there, but nothing prevents us from having a good farmhouse, for example. And that is the beauty about all today's presentation. So investment in land is, we have just given you very simple things to begin with. One is a time horizon. Would you like to invest for 10 years? Would you like to invest for 20 years, 30 years, for yourself, for your son, for your grandchildren? benefits will accrue to everybody. Longer the period, greater is the exponential power. And all of us know the power of multiplication in any cases. We have talked about the transition from the urban areas to the semi-urban areas. We have talked about why the urban people are really getting delinked. And here is Landmark giving you an opportunity to connect with Mother God in that sense, etc. The earth, Mother Earth in that sense, etc. And who would not like to get linked all your life with your mother? And this is a golden opportunity, I would say, citizen. I don't want to get into whether land is a good investment or a bad investment, but land is a solid investment. It is very comfort level investment here, etc. The risks are much lower. The risks are much lower. And depending on what suits your pocket, you can have maybe 200 square meters of land. You can have 2 acres of land. You can have 2 hectares of land or more, depending on what you really wish to have. So it suits all pockets, etc. And you can begin for a change with a very small area. And I'm pretty sure the organizers are going to give you a glimpse of what are the possibilities here. The other idea is longer is the investment period. Obviously, there would be the impact of the exponential growth, but the fortunes are changing. Navi Mumbai, which was not a pretty good attraction in the 1970s, became an attractive proposition in 1990, and with several townships coming, everything is becoming more and more, etc. And now we are talking about Pune as the next door and Nashik as the next door. And just see the connectivity. What brings the benefits to land is the connectivity, whether it is the Trans-Harbour link we are talking about. We already talked about the railways connecting mainland Mumbai to Sitco area. And now we are talking about the Samruddhi Mahamarg, which connects Nagpur to Mumbai. So all these opportunities appear to be a very big opportunity. Those who are smart will try to avail this opportunity, the earlier the better. I don't wish to say more than this in my initial remarks, and I'm pretty sure you will find that the investment on land are relatively low risk, high returns depending on your investment period. All the other assets which you would like to invest in have a very high cyclical feature, whether it is share market. Obviously, it is very volatile, and you need to have a big heart to really be in there, etc. And the trouble with the stock markets is a few people make money at the cost of several others. Whereas in land, everybody is a winner. Everybody is a winner. So it's a very good idea to do it, etc. Everybody cannot buy gold. Everybody cannot buy diamonds, etc. So there are obviously very simple but long-term advantages in investing in land, and possibly land, agriculture land is one of the best things which can do wonders for you, your family, your health, and obviously your bank balance. I'll stop here.
Wow, it was great. Thank you, sir. Thank you for making us understand the importance of land and what are its benefits. So now we would like to invite Kishor sir to enlighten us that what should be the purpose of your land investment and what are the risks that are involved in the land investment. Kishor sir.
I'll also like to introduce Kishor sir. Kishor sir heads Khabiya Group. He has completed his LLB and has passed inter CA. He's a veteran in real estate. He's been into real estate from last like 30 plus years. So please, Dais is yours, and give us like purpose and risk associated with the land investment.
And Prakash, and very good evening to all of us. The Friday evening, we are going to enjoy our weekend from tomorrow. I just want to tell you, we are all businessmen. Whenever we are talking about any investment, we are saying whether I will get long-term benefit or not. That is a simple panda we have, everyone have. For that, by our experience, like Bhatiaji also explain you, because he was a Chief Secretary of Maharashtra. That's why he knows everything about around Mumbai and all metro cities in Maharashtra. Same thing I want to explain you. Normally, people when they are going for investment, they are thinking, I want to buy a gold, I want to buy a share, I want to buy mutual fund, I want to buy insurance. Nowadays, some people they are telling, taking, I want to buy Bitcoin. Okay, investment are changing day by day. Their benefits are changing, but land, the basic purpose to invest in a land is having a limited supply. Land will not increase. That is basic funda. And if you say the long-term purpose, always land is not volatile. If you invest in gold, if you invest in share market may go up, down. Gold, we have seen in a Corona time, gold gone to up to 66,000. Now it is below 50,000. But that volatility is not concerned with land. Land is always growing. But one small, all pluses of land, but the only minus point of land, you cannot encash quickly. But if you see, if you compare all investment, if you compare 15 years, 20 years, 30 years, if you calculate, land always give you a more return. But what happened? Some people, those who are in cities, they don't have knowledge about how to invest in a land, and they don't dare to invest. So for that purpose, I want to tell you, initially, sometimes it is difficult to understand the thing. That's why this Khushal and Shwetam, they started their landmark. If you have any problem, then they will guide you. Because initially it is very difficult to know about land. But once you know about land, it is very good investment in long-term purpose. And we are Indians. Everybody have emotion with land. Because suppose we are in cities from 30, 40, 50 years, our children, they don't know what is farm and all that. But in our generation, those who are above 50, they know what is land. So my point is that you must develop interest about land. It will give 100% benefits for a long-term purpose. Because Bhatiaji already explained what happened. There was initially when Bombay developed, the all mills in a parallel. After that, we have seen it gone to Mulund. Then we have seen it gone to Bhiwandi. When cities are developing, their infrastructures are developing, industries, they are going out. If you see in Mumbai, if you ask me, there was tabelas between Santa Cruz to Borivali. Now there are no tabelas, they are going all out. Means if you are going to invest in agriculture land, initially you will get in a less prices. And when cities are developing, Bhattaji already given example of MMRDA. We have very good example of DDA. There are so many examples. But if you initially you locate the agriculture land near about you, and you can make, because it is a very low risk business. If you want to buy a land, sometimes people are thinking, oh my God, agriculture land, how I can buy, how much I want to invest, what will happen? But friends, if you have 10 lakh rupees, you can purchase a 1 acre land. 1 acre land is what? 1 acre land is 40,000 square feet. You just divide 10 lakh divided by 25,000. And you think what is the cost of per square feet in a Mumbai. So if you want to invest in agriculture land in a long-term purpose, you must think about that. Suppose you are 10 friends, you want to purchase agriculture land. Suppose one friend want to invest 10 lakh rupees, your 25 10 pen come together, take a land, your risk will be low. And by that reason, you can meet certainly with each other. You can develop your relationship. And if you want to develop the land, your cost of developing also less. If anything goes wrong, the risk is very less. So my suggestion is that people don't have knowledge about how to invest in a land. That's why they are not investing. Take a knowledge, discuss with each other. And if you want any question to ask Khushal or Shwetamji, me or Jain by Prakashji, and definitely will guide you. And why we are taking this type of sessions? Because people are not knowing anything. We are seeing the newspaper, particular person is having land, or uska jamin to tha, lekin somebody acquired and that is gone. It is not story like that. Well, this is a very big subject. We can talk hours and hours and hours. But my request, you don't, you just learn about it, see it, and then definitely you will invest in that. And last but not least, I want to tell you, we are giving some gift to our grandchildren. Sometime we give them insurance policies or some fixed deposit or something. If you are giving insurance policy for a children, for child, young age, insurance policy is not no use like that. If you are going fixed deposit, that will remain in bank, and we know nowadays bank interests are going down. But if you give on the birthday 1 acre of land to that child, you cannot imagine after 25 years of his age or 40 years of age, the rates, how much rates will be there. So friends, thank Khushal and Shwetam. Best of luck, dear. Thank you.
Thank you so much, sir. Thank you for stating the purpose of investment and land, and also enlightening the emotional touch and emotional side of owning a farmland or a land. Thank you so much for that. Now we have Mr. Prakash Ahuja sir with us, who will be speaking about legalities involved in owning land, and also about the Land Acquisition Act. Being a veteran himself, he has deep knowledge about legalities as well as in Government Land Acquisition Act. Sir, please continue.
Respected ex-Chief Secretary, State of Maharashtra, Shri Jain ji, Chairman Khabiya Group, Shri Kishor ji, my children Khushal and Shwetam, good evening to everyone. I am Advocate Prakash Ahuja, Vice President, Nashik District Bar Association, Nashik. Friends, first of all, I am very much thankful to you all the dignitaries for calling me to speak on today's subject, and as well as the impact of connected laws, including the laws related to land acquisition. Now, so far as today's subject is concerned, benefits of land investments. So far as this subject is concerned, prior to discussing on this issue, I would like to speak that what are the positive factors which are to be considered for selection of a land. Land can be purchased at any place, right? The situation, location, soil quality, climate conditions, water resources, availability of roads, availability of civic amenities, all these points are to be considered while purchasing a land. Similarly, what are the commercial, industrial, and medical activities in and around the land which we intend to purchase. Moreover, whether there is a transportation facilities, railway facilities, all other development, as right, the thing which is rightly said by Jain sir, as far as the connectivity is concerned to highways or other airports, right? Now, secondly, so far as the land which are situated in a very big town or in cities, all the lands which are near to industries have fetched more value as compared to the other lands. So far as the potentiality of the land is concerned, the potentiality of the land is also to be taken into consideration before purchasing the land. Now, so far as the positive factors which I have stated, the lands which are having all these facilities which I have stated above will certainly fetch more price as compared to the other lands. Now, so far as the benefits of the land investment are concerned, as already stated by JNG, that land is a solid investment and risk is very much less. He has rightly stated that there are high returns and all. Now, it is a fact that purchase of land or the land investment is a cheaper cost. It is a low cost of investment. Guaranteed returns are also there. The fact remains that by following the rules and regulations, there are many cases in Nashik also where people purchase lands which are in the floodline zone or in the no development zone. In that case, there is a risk of purchase of those lands. Now, secondly, the investment, so far as gold is concerned or shares are concerned, the investment of shares of gold will increase or decrease very fast as compared to the land which is having a stable income. Now, as far as the purchase of land is concerned, we have to be an agriculturist, right? So a non-agriculturist cannot purchase a land, cannot purchase an agricultural land without the prior permission of the collector. That is under the provisions of Bombay Tenancy and Agricultural Land Act 1948. Now, so far as there is an amendment made on 1st of January 2016, which is as per the provisions of section 63(1)(a), that which provides to transfer agricultural land to non-agriculturists for bona fide industrial use only. So we can get the agricultural land converted into a non-agriculture purpose and use the same for non-agricultural purpose also. Now, coming to the point whether we can purchase or sell the land. Now, as per the GR dated, JNG must be knowing it, as per the GR dated 12th of July 21, which has been issued by the Registration Department, Pune, the permission is granted only to 2 acres of land. If at all you are having 2 acres of land, whether you want to purchase it or sell it, then only the permission will be granted. So far as that land is GRI. Now, as far as the other permissions are concerned, there are freehold lands or lands with encumbrances. The lands which are freehold lands, the title has to be searched properly and the previous sale deeds are to be searched properly. The central extract are to be searched properly. The mutation entries are to be searched properly. So far as the lands having the occupant column class 2. So these are the lands having some restrictions and some Nazrana amount has to be paid to the government. As far as the Land Acquisition Act is concerned, this Land Acquisition Act 1894 has been repealed from 1st of January 2014, and in place of the old act, the Right to Fair Compensation Act 2013 has been introduced. Now, whatever lands are abutting to the highways, whatever lands are abutting to the dams, whatever lands are abutting to the in the city or the town area, certainly will fetch more price as compared to the other lands. So it is my suggestion also that investment in the land is the best this thing, and benefits of land investment are to be considered. Thank you. Thank you, Shwetam. Thank you, Shwetam.
Yes, Kushal, please carry on. Unmute yourself, Kushal.
Just a second. Yeah. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your insightful session, which will be really helpful for all our guests who are here. Now, moving forward, we'll just like to give you brief offerings that Landmark India has for you. It's a Samruddhi industrial cluster that's basically for a warehousing purpose. That is one option that we have. Then we have the Sapphire Villa, that is again a weekend home project. Then other than that, we have the which is spread over 23 acres. Then we have the Cherry Valley Hills, that is again a 200-acre plotted development. This is again for a weekend home. Then we have a Thansit project, that is a project that is connected near the Thansit railway station, and it is situated in the central line of the Mumbai locals. And then we have the government land acquisition that we're gonna talk about it maybe in future webinars that we're gonna organize. So this was a brief presentation or a session, you can say, that that we have to offer you. And now we are open for question and answer sessions. So we have received a lot of questions. So we'll take your questions one by one now. So our first question is from a user, Mr. Kayur. He asked why land is considered as a risky investment.
Well, land is not a risky investment to the extent others are actually. As a matter of fact, the due diligence in any investment needs to be done, and which will be true for land also. I mean, any investment has a very simple thing: high gains and high risk, and low gains and low risk. So due diligence is always required. Basically, the problem with the lands which are generally seen is in terms of the title, clarity of the title. And therefore, that is where veterans like Advocate Ahuja Saab can come and help you in due diligence actually about the ownership titles, etc. etc. The other thing which is there is not only the ownership title, but the share of the various family members, etc. It may not be clear over there. So there is a process of due diligence which requires to be done for every investment, and there are very set patterns which are there for land. Generally, you go at least 40 to 50 years prior to the date of land when you are purchasing, ensure that the title. Other thing which we need to know as a prudent investor, if the land is under acquisition already and in a very advanced stage, then obviously there could be a risk over there, and you need to do again due diligence, which is what, as I said, experts like Advocate Ahuja Saab can help in doing, and people like him basically.
Okay, I guess Mr. Kayur has given us a thumbs up, so he has got the answer to this question.
And we'll take quick 7 to 8 questions. We did a pre-session survey. We got few questions also. Kushal will take 2-3 questions from the chat box.
Yeah, we have received many questions in chat box.
Yeah. So next question in the survey was why agriculture land cost is less as compared to non-agricultural land.
Khabiya sir, आप बताइए. I'll join you in response.
Kishor sir.
No, but it is obvious because agriculture land, non-agriculture land means you have spent something on that. You want to take some due diligence for that. That's why this non-agriculture land is more costly and agriculture cost. But this is again depend upon how much far you are going from your city. That is also important. If your agriculture land, that sometime agriculture land, if you are taking a agriculture crop in that land sometime more valuable than non-agriculture land. It depend upon where that land is situated.
Well, let me just try to add on what Kishor Bhai has just mentioned. I'll give you very two quick examples. I mean, those of us who have seen or visited or heard about the Disneyland, for example, Disneyland, whether it is in US or in France or any other places, etc., and similar places, etc. Well, it was an agriculture land. And now what has happened? If it was, say, for example, 10 hectares, which is say 25 acres of agriculture land, it may employ, say, 10 farmers, 15 farmers, 20 farmers at best. But when a Disneyland or something like that, a non-agriculture activity was set up, imagine on that land, how much employment has been created on Disneyland alone, directly, indirectly, logistics, hotels, sightseeing, etc. So the potential of the non-agriculture land in creating employment and obviously related to that logistics and several other services is many folds as compared to an agriculture land. That is one of the simplest reasons you can think about why non-agriculture land are expensive as compared to agriculture land. Let's take another simple example, and I'm only using the expertise of Kishor Bhai, who is the chairman of the real estate. If you have 1 acre of agriculture land, again, I would say maybe one farmer or half a farmer can till it. But 1 acre on which you prepare a multi-story building, imagine the number of security guards which you are doing, the number of elevator liftmen which you are doing, and so many people, while construction itself would give employment to so many people. So obviously, return on agriculture land versus a non-agriculture land is mainly situation, etc., but a continuous churning of the employment potential which is there. So this is one of the very good reasons why there is a difference.
Kishore sir, you were saying something?
No. Go ahead.
Okay. So our next question is for Ahuja sir. So their question is, what is the time duration which people look in government land acquisition, and what are the tax liabilities in government land acquisition?
So far as tax liability is concerned, Section 96 of the new Land Acquisition Act state that the provisions of income tax is not applicable. In short, compensation which is received under the new act is exempted. Now, there are several different judgments of the Supreme Court on the enhanced compensation where interest has been granted. Tax has to be paid in spite of the fact that Section 96 is there. Now, so far as a question in government land acquisition, what is the exact time frame? What is the first question?
Sir, tax liability, time duration in government and time duration in government land acquisition.
Time duration of what?
From
completion of award?
Yes.
That is what they mean. I think the completion of the land acquisition proceedings from section.
What is the thing, initially when the old Land Acquisition Act was in force, the proposal of acquisition has to be sent by the acquiring body to the collector, and the collector has to publish a notification under Section 4, and thereafter publish a notification under Section 6 confirming the acquisition. And thereafter, after joint management plan and survey, the award was to be declared. This was the procedure. Now, so far as the new act is concerned, there is a Section 11A. Within 2 years, the award has to be declared. But after the judgment of Girnar Traders, Jain ji must be knowing it, that the acquisition or reservation does not lapse. And therefore, in the new act, the award has to be declared within 6 months from the date of notification. That means the award has to be declared within 6 months from the initiation of land acquisition proceedings.
Okay, sir.
Thank you, sir. Also, we had one question, a debatable question: gold or land?
Land is a long-term investment. Again, I say that the price of gold in India may decrease or increase at any point of time, but the land purchased at a unique location will certainly fetch more price.
Well, there is a saying, all that glitters is not gold. So I think we must understand this, that all that glitters is not gold. So gold will glitter, but will not for all the time. Whereas land, as we said, is finite. Number one,
Right.
the demands are huge, and the productivity on land is almost limitless. So because the productivity on land is limitless, the returns on the land, they may appear slow, but depending on the investment period and the compound which you give, these are huge benefits. Gold would be also ran situation basically. Land is the clear winner.
Okay, sir. Okay. Our next question is, what are the maintenance costs that are attached to a land investment? Like what can be a maintenance cost in land investment?
Kishor bhai?
Yes, Prakashji, I think this is the only investment very less maintenance cost. You know, if there is agriculture land, you have to pay certain charges for Gram Panchayat when it is agriculture based. When agriculture land transfer to non-agriculture land, then all taxes will be more. If you are keeping
Right.
status as agriculture land, up to that time, it is maintenance cost is very less.
Correct, sir. Correct.
See, anything which is expensive would require maintenance cost in that sense. But when we are talking about maintenance, there are two different things. One is the security aspect, which is what I think has been mentioned. So there is obviously security, and therefore urban lands, etc., they would require a security, which is sort of a maintenance cost, etc. But the rural lands, people generally in rural area are straightforward. There would be once in a while not such a situation, but generally 95% you will not have any problems over there. Urban areas, obviously, there are obviously everybody waiting for an opportunity to jump on this and encroach, etc. So obviously there's a maintenance cost in terms of fencing it, in terms of putting security on it. And these can be mitigated through modern technology. Actually, the technological interventions for security are much better now.
Yes, you are rightly said.
So our next question is, how we see land appreciation in last 5 years?
I think land is the only asset. It increased in pandemic also. You know, we have seen this in pandemic. Real estate prices, if you say flats, commercial properties, they are gone down slightly, but land is the only asset. It is not gone down. I think in this span of 5 years, land is the only thing all over India. It was not affected.
Yeah, I think the people who have put this question, etc., they need to differentiate, as Kishore has very rightly differentiated. We must differentiate between agriculture land, non-agriculture plots, and reality. These are all different things, actually. And whereas he has very rightly mentioned that the realty sector has seen either stagnation or during COVID period even declines. That is not true about the agriculture land. Agriculture land, the prices have gone up and they will continue to grow up depending on the situation, etc. And as we just mentioned right at the beginning, all the panelists, if the infrastructure is growing, and whether the infrastructure is all along the national highways or state highways, or for example, DMIC, Delhi Mumbai Industrial Corridor. I mean, those people who have put their money in places in deserts of Rajasthan, because this DMIC runs right from Delhi to Haryana to Rajasthan to Madhya Pradesh, Gujarat, Maharashtra. A lot of these areas were arid, and the amount of appreciation which land has got is unbelievable. Same is the situation about Barmer. Barmer, those of the people who are aware that it was a pure desert, nobody was going over there, etc. And suddenly oil struck, etc. While other things happened, the prices of the land have boomed like mad over there. Boomed like mad over there. I mean, for some of the India's greatest entrepreneurs and industrialists, those who have put up ports, I don't want to take the name of any particular house, but in Kutch region, which is all desert in some sense. My God, the run of Kutch, the land costs have boomed like mad over there. So the price of land, which was barren, nobody wanted to go even for 1 rupee or say 1,000 rupees an acre, is running into lakhs and crores now in places like Barmer and Jaisalmer and Kutch, for example. As a matter of fact, it gives me another thought to share that apparently barren lands have become the most profitable lands.
Yeah. Sure.
So our next question is for Kishore sir. They're asking, basically, we have mentioned the projects in Shahpur. So what looks like, the future of Shahpur?
Yes, already Bhatia ji told you, because this our region is MMRDA region, and after MMRDA region you have already seen, after MMRDA this side is Panvel, that side is Virar, and middle side is Shahpur. Shahpur is 100% going to develop, because I already told you, when city grows, is basic things. If when city is growing, suppose city is having industry, that industry automatically goes out, then prices will automatically increases. The Shahpur is the only place now you can invest for long-term purpose, because already MMRDA gone up to Bhiwandi, and from Bhiwandi, Shahpur is only 30 kilometers. In a coming 5 to 7 years, Shahpur will be the only place you will go get more benefits, because still in around that area prices are normal, because normal people, they don't know where is development is happening. If you search, you see, you use your all expertise, your experiences, then only you can purchase, you will have more prices. Normal people, when they will move, that prices are already increased. So our suggestion is that now Shahpur is the only place you can have a piece of land in a reasonable cost. And again, normally if you purchase a land, you want minimum 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, long period for getting a good benefit. But if you see the Shahpur, another 5 years are very crucial. Already Bhatia mentioned that all Mumbai Nagpurus already Samruddhi Mahamar, then Nagpur metro train, some things are already going, and that area, because if city development increases, then city want water sources and all that. In Shahpur area, new 5 to 10 dams, they are already planned. They are also coming in that area. That's why if we want to purchase land around dams, that we have already mentioned about government acquisition. In next time, we will explain you, if you want to purchase land around that area, and if you have agriculture in the around that area, when government acquire that land, that time also you will get benefited. So overall, I mean to say, this area is going to develop in another 5 to 10 years. Those who are going to purchase land in that area, 100% they will get benefited.
With the permission of panelists, I'd like to add a few points to it. Earlier, Shahpur was seen as a weekend home destination. Now it is evolving into a first home and industrial investment destination. thanks to Samruddhi, and also it comes under DMIC.
I think Shwetam has made a very important point.
Yeah.
Yes.
So we still have actually a lot of questions, but we won't be able to answer all the questions. So we will definitely get
We'll
back
get
to
in
you.
touch in email.
Yes,
Yeah.
I have shared I shared a email ID on chat box, so and a contact number as well. So you can definitely get back on us with all your questions, and we'll get back to you. But the last question, which I guess again can be a very debatable question. So the question is from Mr. Sanjay Jain, and he's asking in last 1 year, stock market has given us a certain return. So why should I invest in land?
Kishor ji.
Yes, sir. Because this is depend upon, it is a person to person and it is perception. Okay, no doubt, stock market is going, but stock market is volatile. He cannot go. A new person is not going to automatically in stock market and he will earn money. Those who are already investing in stock market, they are there. But you have to see when you are going to make any type of investment, when you are going for stock market, that some principles are there. When you are going for fixed deposit or when you are going for gold or any investment, you must think and we have to see what is our purpose. If your purpose is short term, you have limited money, then you can choose for stock market. If you have a good money, if you want to think a long-term purpose, go for land, because we are not telling, this is proven by nationally, internationally. Long-term land is the only investment which give you highest return. You can compare with any investment, but what purpose you are going to invest, that purpose is very important. If you have a limited money, but if you want to invest in a land, you must have extra money, because land have all pluses, but land have one minus. You cannot convert, you cannot encash, you cannot encash quickly. That is the only minus point. Otherwise, land have a very pluses, all pluses.
I would just like to join and add to the voice by Kishor ji. First of all, the question is sort of a half-hearted attempt. 1 year period, any short-term period, always things can be rosy, etc., etc. But just look at the stock market. If you were to look at one rather than 1 year period, you look at the 2 year period. Those who invested in 2019, half of them had heart attacks in March 2020 actually, because the stock market had come down dramatically. So I think good idea to avoid a heart attack while investing for everybody's health. That is the first point. Number two, let us see why the stock market will not get into too much of debate. The sort of liquidity which the government has pumped in to get a feeling of economic perception. I mean, that is a one-time effort and it is a global effort. Every country has done it. This is a very unusual situation where governments have printed left, right, and center money and money and money. You know what the US printed, the amount of money which has been printed. It is a lifetime thing, printing of this kind of money. So that is why when there is a lot of liquidity, these things happen. But this is a rare event of government putting out support as an index so that people don't get disheartened out of the corona effects. So I think we need to understand the perspective in which these things are changing, and 1 year is too short a period. I think it is not very wise to compare any investment for a short period. You can bring down 1 year to 6 months and you can say in 2 days time it has jumped 200%. But I don't think we are looking for very short term periods, etc. That's a very short answer. Kishor ji?
Yes, sir. Last but not least, I'm just adding one emotional point, because as city grows, our our own we have growing in a cities like Mumbai, Nashik, Pune. We have seen the people are investing in this second home farmhouses. So my request is that when you have a good amount of money, you can purchase your good house, your cars, gold, diamond, everything. Then what more is that you must tell your children, I want to have a 5 acres of land around my city. In Saturday, Sunday, I can go there, I can see. Because what happened, we are going all over the world. Holidays, we are making one in India, one out of India. But now our families are very small. Our brothers, they are living different places. We are not meeting certainly. Suppose we have 5 to 10 acres of land, we can go Sundays or some holidays, we can get together over there. Our children will be there, grandchildren will be there. They will know. Some children, they don't know where are onions and where are mangoes are there. Where what is different between mango and onion? They are thinking onions are also sometime on the tree only. That you can physically they can see, because land have a emotional value everywhere. You have to invest for your emotions also. Benefits certainly you will get after 10, 15, 20 years. But you have a good piece of land near a big city, 70, 80 kilometers from your metro city. That will give you a certain emotional value, your family value, and in a long term return also. That is the because if you are going to invest somewhere and everything will be not there, but if you are not there, still your land will be there.
If I were to add Kishorji's emotional thing, I would say land is a non-perishable commodity. All the other added assets are perishable commodity. और जीने के लिए क्या चाहिए, लेकिन मरने के लिए 2 गज जमीन सबको चाहिए.
True, sir.
Yes,
Very
sir.
true. Very
मेरे
true.
पास सब कुछ है लेकिन माँ नहीं है.
माँ नहीं
तो
है.
मेरे पास सब कुछ है लेकिन लैंड नहीं है.
Land नहीं है.
So those who don't have a land, try to take a land, because you will realize in a long term.
Thank you, sir. So we have a lot of questions which are unanswered, but as mentioned, like we have shared our email ID as well as our contact number, because we are running out of time. It's already been an hour. Just to conclude now, I would like to thank all the panelists who took their valuable time and spoke about the topics, which are very important in owning a piece of land. So once again, thank you everyone for joining us. For all the guests who have joined us, we'll definitely get back to you. You can let us know if you are facing any issues, or if you have any problems. We'll definitely try to solve all your problems and give a proper solution to that. So once again, thank you, Kishore sir, Jayant sir, and Prakash sir for joining us and enlightening with your vision, sir. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Sir.
While we would like to thank the co-panelists, I think on behalf of the co-panelists, the young entrepreneurs Shwetam and Khushal deserve a big round of applause. And those the audience which are there would try to find a landmark by buying land there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Thank
you,
you.
sir.
Have a nice weekend, everybody. Have a nice weekend.
Yeah, have a nice weekend, everybody.
And have a piece of land to have a good, nice weekend.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Thanks.